Hey guys, I want to show you a couple of Easter eggs that have now been solved on Black Ops 3 Zombies, and this is for the map Revelations. Before I get into it, I want to let you know that I've got something special going on, and I'm going to show you guys that at the end of the video. So with these Easter eggs that have now been solved, the first one, it was posted on Reddit, and there's already been videos made about it, and I'm going to briefly go over it. But the second one is something we have all been wondering about since the release of Revelations. We had speculated on it, and we really never got any answers, but today I'm going to give you the answers and we can finally put this mystery to rest. So this first solved Easter egg again was posted on Reddit, and there was a really good video made about it by DK Dynamite, and I'll have his video linked down in the description. Him and Sky in it, they get together and talk about it and talk about the solve, and those guys are a part of my Easter egg hunting team, so shout out to them. So we were given clues from the devs about this Easter egg, and they had given the phrase "stop and smell the roses," and with that information they had put together the idea that this is what they're referring to are the roses in front of Edward Richtofen's grave on Revelations. Richtofen's grave is the only one that has flowers in front of it, and the speculation is that this was a clue to the ending of Blood of the Dead, where Richtofen does die. But again, I'm not going to go into full detail about this. You guys can check out a video where they talk about it fully and talk about their ideas about it, and I'll put that video linked down in the description. So this next Easter egg is something that has never been solved, and it's puzzled a lot of us in the community, and we've never figured out what it was for, and there's a good reason for that. I don't think this was intended for us to really understand it. It's more of an inside Easter egg where devs, whenever they're building the maps, will put stuff into the maps for themselves or something that they enjoy and want to reference. So I can see why we would have never solved this. We did do a lot of investigating to figure out if there were triggers around it, what is under it, behind it, on it, and if there's anything we can do to interact with it. So within the last year, there's been some pretty extensive mod tools that were created where people can go into Black Ops 3 and check out suspicious type areas that might have Easter eggs and be able to tell if they are interactable or did ever have interactable coding on it. And yeah, with that tool, it shows that this suspicious item does not have any interactable buttons on it whatsoever. It doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. And knowing what I know now, yeah, it makes sense why we're not able to do anything with it. So if you go to the island that has Kino, Shangri-La, and Derizen, you want to go to the Derizen area and then come around to this spot over here. There's an area that has a lot of activity and has always seemed really suspicious, and there are a lot of ambient noises right here where you can hear voices that sound like they might be talking forwards and backwards. Nothing's been solved with the ambient noises, and that's really just all they are, is ambient sounds to create this atmosphere. On this wall you can see candles, skulls, urns, and there is an urn in the middle that you interact with to start the step to get one of the helmets. And this just looks like a very suspicious area that is super interactive and will draw your attention to it. Sometimes with Easter eggs, they will make it a focal point like that urn for that helmet, but sometimes they will hide Easter eggs in plain sight. And that's typically what we keep an eye out for as Easter egg hunters. And that fits the case perfectly with this skull here that has something red in its left eye socket. This is really hard to see because it's dark, and that's what got our attention. When we were looking around and trying to look for fine details, this stood out to us big time, making us think this is going to be some kind of Easter egg that we can interact with. I think a lot of us were really convinced that this was going to be something, but in the end, it ended up not being anything, but there is still a story behind it and why it is here. Here's a close-up of it here, and you can see the red object that's coming through the eye socket, and I think someone maybe on Reddit way back in the day had gone in with mods and no-clipped through the wall to see what this item was. And some of you may have already seen this, but it was a liquor bottle, and the top cap area that was red was like shoved through the back of the skull so that it came out the left eye socket. And that's not the secret solved information. I'm going to get into that. But the question is, why did the devs take the time to do this? What is the actual point of this? Obviously, they wanted the effect of something red coming through that eye, and they just found a model that would suit that. Well, I was told the backstory of why this exists, and I don't really want to leak information from the game and like disrespect Treyarch or Activision, but I feel like this information is pretty harmless. Being on YouTube and doing zombies Zombies, I get a lot of emails from people saying they're QA testers or people that have played the game or know devs and know inside information. You would not believe the stuff that comes across my desk, and it's all legitimate. And one day I will make a video about it and talk about all the juicy details, and a lot of really crazy stuff happened right before Black Ops 4. But basically with this one, I was emailed from a QA tester that said that they knew the dev that actually designed this and the story behind it. So again, it's not interactable. We're not supposed to do anything with it. All it is one of the devs really likes the Terminator movies, and this was put in to play an homage to that series. And I can totally understand that. I myself am obsessed with the Terminator movie, so I can really appreciate this dev Easter egg. The left eye socket being empty with just the red light is really iconic to many of the Terminator series movie posters and also its scenes. In the very first Terminator in 1984, there was an iconic scene where he had to do eye surgery and he removes his eye, and underneath you can see that red light. This red glowing eye is a trait that is persistent throughout the series, and it's like a faint red glow. And when it's glowing red, that means that the cyborg is online. Then when that red light dims down and goes to nothing, that lets you know that that Terminator is shut down and out of action. So yeah, I don't know if anybody would have ever really solved this. It's too obscure, and unless you're a hardcore Terminator fan, you might never pick up on this. And you know there's going to be a ton more like this out there in the Zombies maps and stuff that we'll never understand or pick up on because it's just meant for them on a personal level. But this is a great example of things devs will put in maps that we may never get. Before I go, I want to show you guys something I'm doing for people that want to get in games with me or want me to follow them on Twitter and stuff like that. Currently, you guys know that I have a 3rd edition Zombies crate available. There's not many left, and I wanted to do something special before they're all gone. And I had been wanting to do something like this since the very first crate that I did. Again, there's not many left, but I thought this would be cool. And here's a picture of what all the contents come in. This is the gift box or the collector box, and obviously it's a Juggernog machine. My first crate, all the contents came in a mystery box, and then the second one was a max ammo, so I thought it would just be fitting to do a Juggernog machine for the third. So with the crates that are left, what I'm going to be doing is putting something special in 4 of them. Here's the 4 crates here, and they are going to each have a golden ticket inside. These are the actual golden tickets that you will be getting, and again, from the remaining crates that I have, only 4 of them will have a golden ticket. What this golden ticket does is it gives you an hour gaming session with me for Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 Zombies. You'll also get to be spotlighted in a video if you'd like, and then you'll be permanently on my friends list, and then also I'll follow you on Twitter. I wanted to do something special for these golden tickets, and the most requested thing from you guys is you want to get in games with me and play, and I never do that. And the reason why is because typically if I'm playing Zombies, I'm usually working. It's usually to get content, it's usually to make videos, and I don't give myself a lot of time to have fun. So I thought this would be an awesome way to meet you guys and hang out, have some fun, and if you do get a crate and you get the golden ticket, then you can email me. I'll have my email on there, and then there's going to be a code that's on there that you'll only have. This is open for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, whichever platform you guys are on. I've got all of the games available for all the platforms. I'll have a link to the crate down in the description if you guys want to check it out and get one and try to get one of these golden tickets. The website will show when the crates are sold out, and it will show daily if they're still available. But I look forward to meeting the winners. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.